Hello and welcome back to the Product Biz Podcast. I'm so excited to be here with you today because I not only have an update about PBA Live, which was the best 2 days ever, but I also have this episode today, which was inspired by a conversation that we had at PBA Live. And it is a continuation of what we talked about in the last episode. Because in the last episode, we talked about masculine and feminine energy in terms of work. Now we're going to talk about masculine and feminine energy in terms of money, in terms of luck, in terms of miracles, in terms of being open to receptivity, and how this is different than independent woman energy. I do everything myself. I hustle really hard for my results. And how you can see a shift, such a big shift in your business by embracing this new train of thought. But first, this episode is going to be so much fun. But first, let me tell you about PBA Live because we had an incredible time. And as a recap, PBA Live is a once per year annual event for Product Biz Academy members. Now, when you join PBA, you get not only a complete comprehensive program on how to grow your online sales, how to create a strong online presence, how to grow your business on social media, on Etsy, on Faire, in stores, through markets, through subscription boxes, through affiliates, through partner collab products, through so many different avenues. And also, you get monthly coaching calls, a dedicated Facebook community for your questions and to get to know other members, a free bonus that I like to offer in terms of a rebrand or a photo shoot to continue to up-level your business, and also a free ticket to PBA Live, a 2-day event in Scottsdale, Arizona with the PBA family, PBA members that fly in from all over the country to spend 2 full days together. And we just wrapped up PBA Live last week, and we had 34 incredible small business owners from across the country that were there. 2 days of transformation, conversations, teachings and learnings and reflection and journaling and tears and laughs and so much growth that happened in those 2 days. It is absolutely incredible to see the energy of when people arrive to PBA Live and then see the energy when they leave PBA Live. It is the most magical transformation. And we really get underneath the surface because what I like to tell people is PBA is so much different than any other business course because there are so many courses out there. There are free trainings and blog posts and podcast episodes and YouTube videos and this training and that training. And if those trainings actually worked, you would have gotten the results that you wanted by now, right? Plain and simple. But for some reason, something isn't working, no matter how many of these trainings, blog posts, podcasts, courses that you take. And the analogy that I like to give people is it's kind of like putting more gas and more gas and more gas and even more gas into a car, yet being frustrated when it doesn't turn on, when in reality, the engine is what's broken. You can put as much gas as you want in that car with the free trainings and podcasts and YouTube videos, but if you don't go underneath the hood, nothing is going to change and that car will not work. Same goes with business. If you do not go underneath the hood of what's holding you back, the fears, the judgments, what scares you, what intimidates you, why you aren't showing up authentically as yourself, the fear of success, the fear of failure, the fear of what strangers on the internet are going to say. If you don't unravel that underneath the surface, nothing is going to change in your business, no matter how many free trainings, podcast episodes, YouTube videos that you watch. You can mark my word on that. That is why inside PBA, not only do you actually get strategy, but what makes PBA so different is you also get the mindset coaching, the leadership training, the CEO mentality, the going underneath the surface to figure out what is actually holding you back so that when you implement the strategy, it actually leads to results. Does that make sense? I hope so. So during PBA Live, we did 2 full days of going underneath the hood. And that is what I love the most, because it just surprises people how much that impacts them. And to see them show back up with their business with motivation and excitement after PBA Live, to have so many members come back to PBA Live a second time, it just shows how important this actually is. So anyways, that's my little debrief of the 2 days together. It was so much fun. I'm so sad it's over. I just want all of my PBA members. This is my plan. Let's buy like 100 acres. Is that enough? I have no idea. In some sort of farmland, create communal living, and then, we can all take care of the chickens and the goats and the cows and the farmland and the plants and the garden, and we can just live there and also work on our businesses. I think that's a great idea. That would be my dream, and we'll see if that comes true. However, PBA Live ended. I was super sad, and now we're actually planning a second event in October, but this is for my mastermind ladies only. So not only do I have PBA, but I also have the PBA Mastermind, which is basically PBA on steroids. More support, smaller group, more intimate, more touch points, more conversations, more advanced conversations. And we are going to do an in-person event in October just for my mastermind ladies, which is going to be so fun because it's going to be a little smaller, a little bit more intimate, and we're going to go a lot deeper because of that. So that's what's been really happening in my world. And I want to share with you this incredible conversation we had at PBA Live about masculine and feminine energy and how to receive more luck, receive more miracles, receive more money, receive more opportunities in your life by switching how you receive and how you perceive to receive from masculine to feminine. So I want to start with this study that Kendra actually shared at PBA Live. If you don't know Kendra is the amazing brand designer on Team Monica Little Coaching that does the rebrands for PBA members. She is a queen of branding. She also has her own brand and design studio. You can find her on Instagram at Kendra Co Design. And what Kendra shared with us at PBA Live was she shared it with me the morning of the second day. And I'm like, Kendra, can you please come up to the front of the room when we start today and share this with people, because it was so monumental. And she shared this study that went like this. There's a study of X amount of people, and they split the group into 2. One of the groups, we'll call them Group A, was told that they were lucky. They believed they were lucky. They believed that they had some sort of extra luck on their side. While the other group, Group B, did not think they were lucky, did not believe in luck, did not believe in miracles, had no extra words of encouragement about being lucky said to them. Now, both groups had some sort of obstacle that they had to do. And I think how Kendra explained it was they had a newspaper and they had to find how many times a specific word was used in a newspaper. So if you think about a newspaper, like if you have a 10-page, 15-page newspaper, and you're looking for a specific word over and over and over and counting how many times it shows up. I mean, imagine taking a newspaper and looking for the word the. Okay, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'd probably count it like 1,000 times. So both groups were tasked to find a specific word in the newspaper. But what's really interesting is the first group, Group A, that thought they were lucky, as they started to scan the newspaper, they opened to the second page and it said, this word is mentioned 246 times. You can close the newspaper and turn it in and submit your final word count as 246. The people who were primed to think they were lucky found that sentence. The flip side is the people who were not primed to be lucky, the people who didn't believe in luck or didn't think they had exceptional luck, That sentence was in their newspaper as well, but they didn't stumble across it. Isn't that insane? Isn't that insane? So the act of just believing that you are lucky, believing in miracles, believing that you have some sort of special sauce of luck coming your way can create your own luck. So you make your own luck by believing that you are lucky. And if you can grasp this and switch your mentality every single day to be like, oh my God, I'm so lucky. What am I going to experience today? Because I am so freaking lucky. You are actually going to create your own luck. You're going to have more opportunities that are available to you. You are going to have more people, books, opportunities, places, ideas, sales, customers come to you just by believing that you are lucky. Isn't that absolutely insane? So what I told my PBA members is that is exactly how I live. I wake up every single day and I say, I cannot wait to see what happens today. Who knows what's going to happen today? Because here's the truth. We don't know what sales are going to come in today. We cannot predict the future unless you are some sort of crystal ball fortune teller and you can predict the future. You're probably reliving the past. That's what most people do. They have their past memories of how the last couple days went, the last week, the last month, the last year, and they project that into the future, and they have no hope for today or tomorrow or next week or next month because their last X amount of days were maybe not the best sales, so they're projecting that and predicting that into the future. But we just agreed that this crystal ball doesn't exist, so why are we predicting less than ideal circumstances into the future? On the flip side, if you wake up every day and you wonder, what miracles can happen today? Because the truth is, you have no idea if you get a new wholesale opportunity that comes into your inbox and someone wants to buy $1,000 worth of your products. There's no way to predict that. However, is it possible? Absolutely. You have no way to predict if you're going to get website sales or new followers, or if maybe this random influencer is going to share your product and you are going to get a ton of orders and buzz and followers from it. Can you predict that? No. Can you anticipate it and create your own luck by believing in luck and miracles and seeing what comes to you? Absolutely. So I love to wake up every single day and I say, today is going to be magical. What miracles are going to come my way? What luck is going to come my way? How good can today get? That is the energy that I live in. And if that's a shift that you make, and just like humor yourself, right? Oh my gosh, I'm asking you to be happy and to enjoy life. How dare she ask us to live life in a happy state? It is something that is going to shift how you show up and shift the miracles that you draw to you. Now, this opens up a larger conversation because at PBA Live, when we were talking about this, someone had mentioned such a great comment and it opened up such a great conversation of, well, when someone tells me that I'm lucky, I actually kind of get offended because I'm like, I'm not lucky. I worked for this. I created this. I've put hours into my business. And you want to come up and say, oh my gosh, you're so lucky. I worked so freaking hard for this. None of this was luck. There's a couple things I want to mention if that's something that you currently believe. And I totally get it because this is where I used to live. Absolutely. I used to very much be, and I'll call this more masculine energy. Of like, I worked hard, independent woman energy. I did all of this. I did this for myself. I don't need anyone to support me. I created this from the ground. This was all my hard work and hustle. But I want to flip this because here's something I want you to consider. There is nothing in this life that hasn't been co-created with the universe or some higher power. every single thing in life, from the Big Bang or whatever you want to call it, of how this universe, this galaxy was created, to literally us being born as human beings, and the fact that the planet has the perfect amount of hydrogen and oxygen and molecules and chemistry and chemicals and this and that to sustain life. Do you not understand, or can you start to see that everything is a miracle? And there has been some sort of divine intervention into everything that happens in your life. I recently watched this one reel. My friend Diana sent it to me. Oh my gosh. And it said something so crazy that there is actually no DNA or biological mechanism for a baby to be created from like an egg and a sperm. I'll have to link the actual video in the show notes, but there's nothing written in our code for a baby to develop, but the baby starts developing. Isn't that crazy? So there's some sort of higher power that's actually influencing everything. So when you think about anything in life, this is my train of thought. I am co-creating every single thing. Even this podcast, yes, I am the vessel. I am speaking the words, but I am co-creating with a higher power. Have it be the universe, God, source, spirit, whatever you want to call it, that is literally speaking through me. And yes, it's my brain, and yes, it's my voice, and yes, it's my tongue and my mouth and my lips that are portraying this. But these words and this idea came from somewhere. And it came from this higher power. So I can say every single podcast episode and the amount of downloads that I had, I've hustled, I've worked for this, I've created every single episode, I've spent the hours on this podcast and sending out podcast emails and promoting it on social media, which yes, I have. But all of this has been co-created with a higher power. Because our existence is like a miracle that we even exist on this planet. So we cannot take claim to have done it all ourselves. And if you do, you are cutting off the magic and the support of the universe. Because let me give you this analogy to bring it home. Can you imagine if, we talked about if someone says, oh my God, you're so lucky with your business, it gives us the ick. We want to be like, no, I worked hard for that. I hustled. I worked hours. I built this from the ground up. It was me. I did all of it. I want you to switch and think about it this way. What if someone said, oh my God, you are so lucky to have such a caring husband? Now, what if you said, yeah, right, I worked so hard for this relationship and I cook dinner every single day and I do the laundry and I work and I take care of the kids and blah, 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 and you're listing off all these reasons. How would your husband feel? Would he want to do more nice things for you if that conversation happened? Or on the flip side, if someone said, oh my God, you are so lucky to have such a caring husband, would you say, oh my gosh, you're so right. He's the best. He takes really good care of me and he's a great father. I'm so grateful for him. Does that mean he is the only person in the relationship that does anything and that you are doing nothing and you're just there and he's taking care of everything? No. However, it is showing your appreciation to be like, yeah, I am lucky to have this person on my side. So think about this when someone says you're lucky with your business. If someone says, oh my God, you're so lucky with your business, and we say, no, I worked really hard for that. I did all of these things. It wasn't luck. It was hustle. It was grit. How do you think the universe feels when you are totally blocking it and not showing appreciation? It's going to be just like that husband that we said, no, my husband, yeah, right, I do all of these things. Do you think the universe would want to give you more luck, more miracles, more support, do more nice things to you if you are not acknowledging it and its existence and its partnership with you in co-creating your reality. Because here's the truth. Every single order, every single person, every single conversation is brought to you from this higher power. In alignment with your vibration, in alignment with your energy, in alignment with what you want to create, and in alignment with your energetic state. So when someone says to me, oh my God, you're so lucky. Wow, your business is really growing. You're so lucky. I reply back, thank you. Life really loves me. This has been so much fun. I love growing this business. I'm so grateful for it. And watch how the miracles continue to come your way with that shift in energy. A good way to look at life, the universe, receiving money is to think of it as a relationship. Because I just gave that husband universe example, right? Of like if someone says, oh my God, you're so lucky to have the best husband versus, oh my God, you're so lucky to have such a great business. How you reply is going to make your husband and or the universe more likely to help you or less likely to help you. So I want you to think of money, business success, business growth as a relationship. And are you open to receiving in that relationship? This is something that I've really been diving into probably for the last year and a half. And this concept I'm going to say in this next sentence is something that I learned from Manifestation Babe, Catherine Zinkina. She talks about how money is money and the universe and everything that we want is masculine. And we, especially if you're a woman or someone who is more feminine, we are the feminine side of that. And when there's masculine and feminine balance, it is so beautiful because the masculine provides. The whole point of masculine energy is to protect, to provide, to lead, to keep safe. And feminine energy is to create, to flow, to love, to nourish. Those are the two different polarities. And if you can start to see how money is masculine, then the more we step into our feminine, the more we open up to receive. So here are some really cool mantras or daily affirmations that you can embody to start to receive more. And it's going to be so fun to see, do any of these make you feel icky? We're going to talk about that next. But some mantras that I love, and this is how I view luck, how I view the universe, how I view money. Number one, the universe provides for me. I don't provide for myself. Yes, I show up and do the work, but the results of that, the fruits of my labor is the universe providing for me and bringing those results to me. We can take this a couple layers deeper. If I am worthy of the universe being my provider, I am worthy of sales coming in even when I take a day off. I am worthy of sales coming in even when I am taking care of the kids, when I am working on other projects, when I'm laying by the pool, when I am getting a manicure. I am worthy of the universe being my provider. And again, think of this as a relationship. Do you, as soon as you go to lay by the pool, think, oh my gosh, my husband's going to leave me. Oh my gosh, he's going to leave me. I'm not doing enough. Oh my gosh. Or do you think, no, my husband, he's going to provide. My partner, he's going to provide. He's going to keep providing, even if I take an hour to lay by the pool. So I'm worthy of the universe being my provider. We can also say, I let the universe spoil me. If the universe is the provider and the co-creator, and our job is to receive and to open up to receptivity, can you let the universe spoil you? Can you expect miracles? I expect miracles. Life loves me. I expect the universe to spoil me today. That is my all-time favorite. I expect to be spoiled. I am open to receiving every need and want. And I love being completely taken care of by the universe. You can see these are so feminine and so receptive. And when you sit in this energy and fully trust the universe, that's the thing. You can't just say, I'm open to receiving every need and want, but I need to hustle. I need to work harder. I need to do more. I need to work 80 hours this week, and it's never enough, and I'm never good enough, and this is wrong, and I hate my voice, and I hate this, and I hate that. Okay, they have to actually feel authentic and feel true to you. However, if you can trust and say, I love being completely taken care of by the universe, watch how much the universe will take care of you. We'll give the husband an example. Can you imagine going to your husband or your partner and saying, I love being completely taken care of by you? Is your partner going to want to take care of you more or less? They're going to want to take care of you more. And how can we bring that same energy into your business? Now, here's the thing. Some people, when they hear these mantras, I expect to be spoiled. I let the universe spoil me. I love being completely taken care of by the universe, are going to feel small, uncomfortable. They're going to feel like they're letting go of that independent woman energy of I created my own results. I hustled. Nothing was received through miracles. Nothing was received through luck. I wish it was that easy. You will 100% block bigger results in business and in life. So if I can give some feedback on if you are someone like me, I lived in the masculine energy for so long, and me really shifting to feminine energy and receiving has been something pretty fairly new to me, like the last year and a half, like I mentioned. There's some things you can do to start making it easier on you or just to acknowledge it. So one thing that I love is accept when other people want to help you. It's very masculine to be like, no, I don't need help. So for example, if someone wants to help you put your luggage into the airplane top section where you put your carry-ons, we say, no, I'm good, even though we're like struggling. It's so heavy, we can barely get it up there. No, I'm fine. I swear I'm fine. Allow people to help you. Allow people to pack your groceries for you at the grocery store. Allow people to do nice things for you and just receive it. Practice receiving. Another really great one is receiving compliments. What happens when someone says happy birthday to you? Oh my God, this was a really hard one for me when this happened last year on my birthday in July when I was on a PBA call. I think it was like the day after my birthday, and there's like 30 members on the call, and one of the members, so sweet, wished me a happy birthday, and I just, in my masculine energy, not open to receiving, got so awkward, and I said thank you, but quickly I changed the subject because I just wasn't open to receiving all of that attention. So a big part of receiving is receiving compliments, receiving when someone says happy birthday to you, receiving when someone says I love your outfit, instead of saying, oh, thank you, I got it on sale. Or, oh, thank you, oh, this is so old, I've had it for years. Or making some sort of downplay, just saying, thank you. I love it too. And if you want to take this up a notch, you can start to request for ways to be treated in a more feminine fashion. This is something I've been really working on. For example, asking your partner to open the door for you or to open the car door for you when you get in and out of the car. That just is such a small thing that gives you that dose of feminine receptive energy. And I think we live in a really weird time where sometimes some of this femininity, is that a word? Can come across as weak. But trust me when I tell you a woman in her feminine energy is so powerful and can create and can expand and can multiply her efforts and what she's working on and the results that she wants. So how I see things, if you really want to get into my brain, I really feel like if you look at fashion these days, women are wearing collared shirts, button up collar shirts. Women are wearing really baggy pants. Women are wearing suit jackets. And something for me to be more in my feminine and to receive is I've been buying dresses. And this is so new for me. I normally don't buy dresses, but I just went and bought like 3 dresses in the last week because I want to tap into my natural state of feminine energy rather than the bulky, baggy suits and collared shirts that I think, this is me like totally going down the rabbit hole, but I think is intentionally done by society for women not to be powerful in their feminine energy. Because society knows how powerful women can be in their feminine energy. So society is going to want women to be very masculine, to dress very masculine, to not need any man, to be super hyper independent. And that can totally shift the natural, powerful state of where women actually can see magnetic growth. So hopefully I've convinced you of money being the provider, money being masculine, and the more you can receive and being the feminine, the more you will draw it to you. The more you believe in luck, the more luck is going to show up for you. The more you believe and anticipate being spoiled, the more you are going to be spoiled, and the more you can become receptive, the more you will receive. And if this is something you haven't tried before, give it a whirl. See how it goes. And I guarantee it's going to be so much more fun, especially if you are a feminine woman. Now, let me give you an example of what this means for me with a PBA Live example. So funny because last year, PBA Live, it was a year ago. And I approached my content for PBA Live from a very masculine point of view. I had a deck, I had slides, I had words to read, I had exercises to go through, and I went through every single slide and read every single word and did every single planned exercise. And part of that for me was like, okay, this is my first time doing a live event. I really want to make sure it goes well. So there were some nerves, there was some just anticipation and wanting to make sure it's good. But also it was extremely masculine. And what you don't realize is women who are naturally feminine, if you live in a very masculine state like that, it will drain the shit out of you. It will drain you so much. And I remember after the first 2 days of PBA Live, I needed like a week after to recover. I also went home directly after. I didn't hang out with members afterwards because I was drained, so drained. I physically had a headache. I was so drained. The event was fantastic, but as soon as the event was over, it was just complete energy depletion. But this time with PBA Live, I had a deck. I updated some stuff for day 2, redid it, but in a very loose fashion. And it was so interesting because I probably went through like 50% of the deck, maybe even less. And the rest of it was feminine energy flow. It was me trusting what was coming through to me, co-creating, right? It's like I'm co-creating this event with the universe and I'm co-creating what I'm speaking about and the ideas that are coming to my head. And I was so open and receptive to it that when people would share something, the members there would share something, I instantly knew what exercise to walk them through or what questions to ask, or we would go down a completely different rabbit hole conversation that opened up and spiraled, but it was so much more fun for me. And I think the members had an incredible time as well. And it felt so much more authentic. It felt so much more easy. And it felt so much less draining. To the point that on day 2 of PBA Live, there was a night crew where we hung out for quite a few hours after the event ended. And that's something I normally don't do in my day-to-day life. Normally I go to sleep at a very, very early hour. So even the act of like staying out, I was so surprised. I'm like, man, I've been teaching, whiteboarding on the fly for about 20 hours. Let's go get dinner and drinks. And it was just so much fun to see that and to see how when you really tap into your feminine energy that you can flow, you can have energy, you're magnetic, it's more fun. And also it just feels so much better both for you and trust that the people on the other side are going to feel that as well. 100%. So, if there's a takeaway you can take from this episode, I hope it is to trust in the co-creation, that you are supported, that you are guided, that you aren't doing this alone. To believe that you are lucky, to believe in miracles and wake up every single day expecting them, and also to allow yourself to receive, to practice receiving, to practice this feminine energy and just see these micro shifts, see how they impact your day-to-day life. Because once you start making these shifts, oh my God, it's going to snowball. And we can have much deeper conversations on this, but we're going to start here. We're going to start at the top and see how you guys react to this episode, because I can go down a way deeper hill here, but I wanted to leave you with this so that you can attract more opportunities to your business, to your life, and grow your business with more ease, more fun, more play, and more joy. And if this resonated with you, and if you try out some of these little exercises I shared with you, please let me know. Send me a DM at Monica Little Coaching on Instagram. Share that you're listening to this episode. Share your takeaways. I love to hear it. And this helps me just guide if I talk about this more, if I get some DMs, or where you are personally at with absorbing this content. So thank you so much for listening. Can't wait to hear what you think. And I'll see you next week on the Product Biz Podcast.